What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nothing Fancy Garage. Today we're going to be working on the drift trike again. We're going to be cutting off the front down tubes. We have too much rake on our front tire and our frame is actually dipping and hitting the ground. We're going to be cutting those off and fixing that problem. We're going to be working on our foot bars and foot pegs. We're going to be sleeving the tires with plastic. We got a really good deal on the plastic.
And here later, we're going to be taking the axle off because we went out to Mike's motorcycle shop, bought a brand new sprocket. So we got to dress the axle up, put all the stops on, put the gear in the right place, tighten everything down. Here later we get the motor running, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, you guys are going to get to hear this bad boy rip. She is a beast.
Sounds good.
Alright guys, we're going to get to work and show you what we come up with. Alright, we got the front end off, and we were playing with these pre-bent tubes that we have, that we picked up at the scrapyard for like 30 cents a pound. They're not quite perfect for the angle we want. They look really close. We're going to throw them in the bender and see if we can put really slight bends on them to make them right what we need to cope with the tire. At one spot it looks like they're just real close to the tire. If we could get a tiny bend in there, we could art or
try
have
to get
them
a
art
bend.
perfect.
Try to get a bend here. They give us a little bit more arch in them.
And doing these allows us to put less rake on the tire, or on the front forks.
Yeah, we'll get to control where the neck is and what angle.
And we'll just be cutting those old 2 tubes off and coping these ones right into them. It's not going to be as long as what you see here. We got to cut them down and work them a little bit. And that's what we're going to be doing next. Alright, we got the bender out and set up. We're getting ready to put a few cranks on it and see if we can just get a little bit more angle out of this pipe here.
Keep going. Right there.
Go ahead. Whoa.
Good.
Let's see what you got.
That's as much as it's going to slide into this tube.
That's a crazy cut. Alright, so we've been slaving away, working, fabricating. Mike's been doing most of the welding. Come on this side, you might be able to see a little bit better. This is what we come up with for our down tubes, and Mike welded it all in. We haven't ground them down yet to make them look pretty. These are just raw welds with flux still on them. These are our down tubes. Got the second one in there for a lot of support. And the biggest thing is when I turn the wheel, we don't dip and hit the ground anymore. And the back end doesn't dip. Maybe it's less than a 1/4 inch, I know that. It's not very much at all. And that's what we need. So it worked out perfect, and it's more stylish, I think. It took us a lot of working and cutting and reworking to get these sleeved over the original tubes to keep it as straight as possible. But we made it happen, and Mike made it happen.
Turned out pretty good.
Okay, so we've been searching high and low for PVC for our tires. We checked Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, Everybody talks to us like we're crazy. And then I got referred to Michigan Pipe and Valve. Okay, and it sounded familiar in my head. And I started thinking about it. I used to work for a company called Party Time Rentals, and we did a lot of company parties, provided their tables and chairs and machines and different stuff for their end of the year parties and work parties or whatnot. So I called them up, and I guess they are, what's the name? What's the new name, Mike?
Ferguson Waterworks.
Ferguson Waterworks. That they changed their name to that, but they were still under the same people. And I talked to a guy named Troy, and he remembered me right off the bat, remembered the company I worked for. But anyways, we talked to this guy for a minute, and he told us we can come look through their pile of scraps. And we got there, and he said he located a 12-inch piece of pipe. And this is a 12-inch outer diameter tire. Spin it around here. It's a 12 by 6 by 6. Okay. He found a 6-foot piece. We cut a little bit off. There was a broken piece. He found this in their scrap pile, and he told us we could have this for free. Really cool guys. Helped us out. I mean, we've been searching high and low. Solid?
Yep.
Oh yeah. They're not going anywhere. Alright, we are back working on the drift trike again. We were just messing around with the motor. I wanted to make sure the motor is going to run under its own power. We still have a lot to do to this motor. We got to take it down, degrease it. Go in the house. Go on. Some stay out for a minute. Come back in a few. We got some new gas line for it. Mike used a $7 can of carb cleaner to spray the outside of the carb, and when we opened the carb up, it was immaculate on the inside. We're having a fuel pump issue right now. We might have to open up the fuel pumps and figure out what's going on with them, if we can make one work or if we have to go buy a new one. That's not a huge deal. We know the motor's running. We had it running gravity fed under its own power, and she was chugging hard. But she does run. We're going to strip it all the way down, pretty everything up, probably redo the gaskets in it. But the plan for today is to get a motor mount going. So mount here, right on the trike here. We got the seat on there, but we're going to be building the whole frame setup, trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do for a motor plate and our jack shaft setup. And hopefully be able to bolt the motor on by the end of the day. Alright, so we got our motor plate cut out. We got to figure out where the slots are going to be still. We are trying to figure out what level we need to put it at for the jack shaft. We're just trying to kind of eyeball things right now and get it a little bit where it needs to go. Pop the motor plate on, then we'll start taking real measurements. Alright, this is a really rough layout, but this is kind of where it's going to be. Alright, we're working our jack shaft setup. I just cut a 5 1/4 inch pipe. We got the first plate. The plate that's not slotted and stays right with the motor, so the jack shaft stays in place. We got that on. We're making the jack shaft right now. Okay, as I was saying, this is our jack shaft setup. We've got it measured out, welded on the inside, on one side so far. Got this black pipe we cut. That's actually out of a frame for the back of a truck. The light bar frame, big roll cage thing.
Yep, roll cage frame.
Yep, out of the back of a pickup truck. And we got a piece of that. Cut it down 5 1/4 inches. Stick it right in there. It works perfect. Our bearings will go right in there. Give us a lot more support. Alright. We'll come back when we got her all welded in. Step on the cord. Alright, we got our jack shaft plate. all made up, all welded out. I think it's pretty strong. Still a little bit hot, but we're going to throw her together here in a minute once she cools down. Put our bearings and everything in and see what it looks like. What do we got?
File box.
Shaft back over here.
Pull it out. Perfect.
Oh, I did pinch it, but that's just the outer casing. Alright. Now, get this spacer here. We get the gear. And we're gravy.
We gotta save our alignment up here.
What do you mean?
We don't know exactly where.
Yeah, that's why I have that loose still. I was only going to tighten the outside here for the time being. We gotta get the motor on it and mount it. I gotta find the right bolts real fast.
It's looking good though. Beautiful.
Okay, so we're at Mike's house. We're using his drill press to get our slots in our motor plate. We've already drilled our first pilot holes with the motor on there, or lined them up with the motor. And we're just trying to lengthen the slots right now.
You see how fancy clamps we got?
Oh yeah.
See?
Oh, it punches through easy.
Yeah, it cuts like butter. You could have tried that with your drill. We've been sweating. How about this 2 inch?
Maybe. It's not long enough.
Alright, where's the square?
Lucas, go take over, give Mike a break.
Yeah, right. I got this.
Nope, not good enough. Alright. Now, what Lucas turned the camera on for, we have the motor kind of fitted on here. We got the bolts threaded through just to see if everything spaces out and works out right, and it's looking really good. Everything is in the right, I don't know, I would say parameters. Is that what you say, Mike? We're within the right distances for what we need to work. We're working out the front of the motor right now, but literally, like Mike said, it's probably strong enough to hold it like this. I just don't trust it with the torque this thing has. So we're going to finish it off and run a bar across and do step-ups to the plate and make it really secure.
Square?
It looks straight, but I just don't know.
You mean a triangle? Triangle, square?
That's enough out of you. I like that tone, Lucas. Alright, so Lucas never showed up, didn't clean the garage, left all this trash all over the floor, didn't film, just stood here doing this the whole time.
Amen.
And
End of story.
peed in that corner.
Alright, so what we've been working on is the front foot pegs. We welded them on. We realized that our foot would be dragging the ground, so we cut them off. We put a little bit more bend in them, welded them back on at a higher pitch, and now we're going to clear the ground. We worked out pretty much a measuring tool to get them custom at the same height. Just used a bar in the frame and did the same thing on both sides. We've got the motor setting on right now. We went out today and we bought our sprocket, put it on one of our pre-existing hubs. We got a bunch of these hubs laying around. We just needed the right size, and I kind of wanted a brand new one. It's going to hook up to our jack shaft here pretty good. Putting these front foot pegs on. We're going to be cutting them down somewhere right in here. I'm not exactly sure, probably in this 6-inch, 7-inch vicinity. I have to put the seat back on and remeasure. I can't tell from up here. I was on top measuring for my leg length. And that's where we're at right now. What do you guys think of the motor setting on there? 479 cc's of Briggs & Stratton power. And we got this motor for 40 bucks. Or no, $37.
16 horses packed into one nasty machine.
It's a beast. I don't think I've said on camera what color I want to paint it yet. It's going to be copper. Soft copper color. That's why we named it Scrapper. So we're in Flint, Michigan. That's what everybody does here is scrap your copper. They'll bust into your house in the middle of the night and rip out your pipes. If anybody ever steals this thing, they'll be trying to scrap the copper. Or the copper looking steel.
Alright, I need you to grab that seat.
Grab what?
That seat down. That seat. Also, angles on your feet.
Oh, aim it like over here. Good. I'm gonna go test these foot pegs out and see how they feel. For this foot peg, we got one so far. I should have made the other one exactly the same. I don't think we're gonna get this serious. Alright, we got our foot pegs all the way on here. They're really comfortable. They feel really good. We are like kind of different having the inverted foot pegs like that, but they're just out of the way of the tire, and they look really stylish. We like how everything's flowing together. What we're working on right now is the spacer for the clutch. Mike's going to cut it down, or I'm going to grab it and cut it down, doesn't really matter. Right in half, Mike?
Oh, I gotta stay on the, I gotta leave the line. I'm gonna cut down that much.
Alright. This is the spacer to space our clutch away from the motor. It is keyed, but we'll put in the keyway after. It's not a big deal. Okay, and then finally my stop. Is that fully loaded? I think she's fully loaded. Oh. Alright. This four. There. This little baby one here. Oh, it's only got the one's locked out.
I think that's just a balancer hole.
Okay.
You don't have threads in it.
Where's those avalanches, Bob?
Measure the
Baby one.
We have 7.5 last time.
Or I don't know.
Just under. Grandma.
I didn't hear it click. Yep, it's clicking. We're good. Alright, she should start up now. Open the choke. We dropped a spark plug off over here. Only one cylinder is running.
That's why I started her off.
Alright, let's try that again. This is idle. Oh, I think we might have run out of gas. Oh, we're burning wire over here, bud. What is going on there?
That's the kill switch.
Killing the kill switch.
Oh, we still got gas. Let's try one more time.
I gotta find somewhere else to ground it.
Choke it a little bit. Alright, we seem to be having a problem over here where we keep blowing this spark plug off, or the spark plug cap. But she's running good, and we'll have to fine tune her. And I think we got a lot of oil burning off from us taking it apart, and we were cleaning a lot of old grease and grime off of it, moving it around. It's burning up right now. We still have a lot of the systems unhooked, and it's not supposed to be running gravity fed like that. It's kind of forcing it in, but we are having a little bit of an oil leak. But we didn't Permatex anything completely. We just want to make sure she was going to run. We got to take her all back down and Permatex. But that one needs a new gasket. The gasket was split.
Sounds mean, don't it?
Pull that door down. Yeah, she sounds real nasty. But I think that's it for today. We're going to call it a night and come back out tomorrow and see what we can get done.